And now, for the 15-year reunion of Scream 4, let me call them on out. You guys ready back there to take this stage from Scream 4? Are you guys ready in the audience for Scream 4? Are you guys ready back here for Scream 4? We've got 4 amazing actors and actresses that are going to be taking the stage. Let's bring them on out. Miss HAYDEN Panettiere, Miss NICO TORTORELLA, Mr. RORY CULKIN, and Miss AIMEE TEEGARDEN from Scream 4!
Thank you for that, Matt. Love the enthusiasm. Good.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, welcome to the Scream 4 panel. When they asked me to host this, I wasn't sure why, but I was really excited to do it, to have this opportunity, because Scream is my favorite horror franchise. It's what got me into there. So thank you for being a part of it. Kind of an undersung sequel when it came out. You know, Scream 4, looking back, you look at the box office and it's like, why did it not do better? Because nowadays I think everyone loves it. Everyone ranks it among some of the best, right? Yeah. Sometimes I see people say they like it even more than the original. Like, it's up there, man. People love it. And I just feel like the horror genre was in a different place in 2011, and maybe people weren't as ready for what you guys were doing. But
a long time between 3 and 4 too, which I think
11 years. Yeah. It was a big gap. And I think when they came back, Kevin and Wes had something to say, and you guys did that well. I wanted to start with actually talking about Wes. This was his last movie, and you know, he's one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. I never had the chance to meet him, unfortunately, but I want to just ask what it was like working with him. And I don't know if any of you had worked with him prior to this movie, but you know, coming into this established franchise that had a fan base and had a rhythm to the production, what was it like working with him?
Incredible human being, and definitely not what you would expect somebody like Wes Craven to be. He was like this very gentle energy about him, and his beautiful wife was always with him. He was very much a family man, and he, you know, guided us through this process because we were kind of like fish out of water, not knowing all the nuances that go into making, you know, a scare work in a horror movie. And he was like, I remember him saying to me, we were doing this scene with Emma, and I'm supposed to be on the phone, you're supposed to have called, and we're in the bedroom, and it turns into Ghostface, and he says he's in the closet. And I have to do that walk towards the closet, and Wes talked me through it and was like, go really slow, like the pace of a snail. And every time I did it, he was like, slower. So I was like, I mean, you would have laughed seeing it in person, but it worked. It timed out perfectly, you know, to build up to that scare. Yeah.
he was just so excited to be back. You know, everyone was. It was like a summer camp for the original cast that like we were the undergrads coming in and welcomed with open arms, and it was really cool. It was a wild experience.
Wes was a quiet man. No, but he was, I think he started as an editor, so he kind of had it all mapped out in his mind before he came to say. But I met with Wes for a movie called My Soul Contained. It was the one he made right before. Woohoo! I wasn't in it. But,
it was still great without you.
It didn't work out. Yeah, but so I already kind of had a relationship with him prior to Scream, so I wasn't really, I knew he was like this sort of gentle guy going in, so I wasn't as intimidated as like some of the crew seemed to be. But yeah, Wes rules. That was his last movie? Was this his last movie?
Yeah, that's the last movie.
That's awesome.
I would say, I didn't really kind of double down on what everyone was saying. Like, my expectation going into it was that this is perfect now. My expectation, you never really know what a director's going to be like until you start working with dedication and to detail, and it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and Nico, you compared it to a summer camp with all the returning, not only
for
the
us,
cast.
we made the most of it. We made the most of our time.
Yeah, because it was a lot, like, it wasn't
We
just the
went on
cast
adventures.
and Wes, it was like a bunch of the crew returning
Yeah.
too. I had heard that the prop master was even a returning, and that he would prank the new people. So did any of you get pranked? With
We all got pranked.
All of you, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tradition in the Scream movies. I don't know if it's still going on. Did it happen on 5?
I don't know if anyone ever got me.
No. They tried to get you.
It's hard to get me.
Yeah.
They tried to get me on 6 too. A couple. It's hard to sneak up on me and to scare me in any way, shape, or form
Is that very
anymore.
good spatial awareness?
Well, so the tradition is every new actor that comes in, Ghostface at some point jumps out to try to scare the shit out of a new actor. And I remember I opened the front door of the house. He jumped out, and the Italian in me, my initial reaction was just to clock him in the face. And so he got hit that
You
day.
did, you
I did.
actually, you did a hit?
Yeah.
That's the same thing I would do. Like if they actually managed to scare me, it would have gone worse for them. It would have been bad.
Oh man.
At least he would be under a mask, so the black eye would be.
Yeah, maybe there's a little padding there to help with the blow. Who knows? Yeah. Amy, you're in the opening scene, which is always a classic part of the Scream movies. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't your scene like drastically changed and refilmed from the initial writing?
It was. We originally shot the opening scene with me and Britt, I think almost before you guys had gotten into like the full production, and then you guys shot your full production, and then Wes was like, you know, I really like this part. Would you mind like coming back and doing like a chase scene? I want to make it bigger. And so we came back at that like end of your production and like did that whole chase scene and then running down the garage stuff, and yeah, it was, I mean, so much fun and so like iconic and such a cool thing to be a part of. It was really surreal.
Yeah, it's really cool that this franchise has these repeatable beats that each movie kind of riffs on, and to be a part of those elements must be really cool. Like Rory, you're a Ghostface. Like that's really cool. Not everyone can say they are a Ghostface killer. It's like a few actors and Wu-Tang Clan member. That's about it. But does it, like, in the intervening years, because I feel like Scream, you know, came out, 4th movie in 2011, and then it wasn't until 2022 that we had another installment. In those intervening years, how often were you just like, yeah, that was cool that I was like part of that and was a killer in a Scream movie?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess at the time there was sort of this pressure I was feeling, but like I felt the need to like bring something that I hadn't seen in Scream yet. And I remember talking to Wes. I said, I'd like to feel guilty about everything I'm doing, and I said, like, when I go home after I murdered someone, I think I cry myself to sleep, and I remember the look on her face, and Wes was like digging that. He's like, yeah, but once you have the mask on, when you're doing it, there's no guilt. You're a soldier with a uniform on. Just remember that. Like, ooh, that's good shit. Wes was great.
Especially since it was me you were killing.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it like to have to kill your person you've been friends with since we were kids?
We genuinely kind of grew up together.
We grew up together.
Oh, in like real life.
We have been having platonic sleepovers since we were kids.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
No joke.
Platonic, we start choosing. But yeah, no, there was like how am I supposed to kill Hayden without feeling guilty? It was like, yeah, you're a soldier. You know, get out there.
And yet, Nico, your character is obviously kind of a riff on Skeet's character from the original. So when it comes to that, are you, before production, rewatching the first movie? Are you taking notes, or are you just kind of wanting to do your own thing without like emulating it too closely? Like, what's the balance there?
It's funny. I hadn't even seen the first movie during the audition process. I hadn't seen any of the first 3, and I didn't even realize the audition scene was the scene from the first movie until, I want to say, after I got the job.
Which scene from the first movie is it? Like him and their first scene together in the bedroom, or?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That was the audition scene originally, and then I got changed as the audition process. I think I auditioned like 8 times for this movie, honestly. I forgot what the question was at this point, so...
Just like, yeah, how much did you consciously
Not
try
at
to
all.
emulate? No?
Not at all.
Nothing
No,
at all?
I didn't really think about it at all. I just wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, my ending was a lot different than Skeet's, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it wasn't good for either of you, but I feel like you get an extra...
Getting shot in the nuts was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that like a practical thing that they set off in your
fully.
pants?
It was a squid, yeah.
Okay.
And it was
terrified?
It was the first time I had ever had a squid on me, and it's like could not be close. It was basically on top of me, right? And Nev comes up to me before that scene, and just casually is like, this is my 4th one of these movies. I would never do what you're about to do right now. I'm like, thank you so much, Nev. I love you so much. I really appreciate it. It's gonna be great. We're gonna be fine. Yeah. And then they blew my dick off. Yeah. Now I'm a hero. So
And all of you have some pretty physical stuff going on in here. Because AIMEE, when they did the reshoot, I like also that you bookended production. You were like before the main unit and then after. But all that chase stuff, was that a lot more elaborate than the original scene?
For me, it was definitely a lot more elaborate. It was a lot more physical, and I mean, I love physical stuff. Like I love doing stunts and things like that. So that was really quite fun. Definitely, though, ended up with a few bruises here and there. But it was great.
Yeah, and Hayden, I always think it's interesting that your character, it might be unique in this series in that, like, you're stabbed or left to die, but the plan was always for you to come back. Like, I know that there was the planned original 5th and 6th movie that didn't pan out, but like, it was always intentional on, I think, Kevin and Wes's part that Kirby didn't die. And then to see that actually happen later is awesome.
Yeah, well, the most terrifying part was getting the call from, I can't even say his name, Harvey Weinstein, who is the one who basically bullied me into doing the film. I wanted to do it anyway, but he was like essentially telling me, I'm not giving you a choice here, and once you're part of the family, you're always part of the family, insinuating that, you get other things. It was just very typical of who he turned out, to be. What was the original question? I went off. I said his name and I got
like when filming, were you aware that your character, even though it was left to die?
So he was one of the big things he was telling me, his pitches was that my character was not going to die, that she was going. I don't think he went into the details of how it was going to happen, but that she, we're going to think that she dies, but we're going to bring her back. So that was exciting to me, hugely exciting to me. But it did take me, then they did 5 and I was like, what the heck? and then 6 was rolling around and I called my team and I was like, can you please call them and remind them that when I signed out of Scream 4, this was supposed to be a recurring character, and that, I'm ready. I'm right here. I am free. I am unemployed. Come get me. And that they did, but I really liked the way that they did it. That scene is like one of my favorites because mine I don't do a whole lot of like running away from Ghostface or anything like that, but it's much more emotional turmoil for me, and that great scene at the end where I list off all those horror films trying to save my dear friend, who then stabs me, not in the back, in the stomach, platonically in the back. After it was because I didn't kiss you, right? I knew it. But you have to know in Hollywood that if you do not see somebody die, and even if you do, that does not mean anything. This is Hollywood. They can come back. They can come back from the dead.
And you know, in 5 they plant the seed for your return because there's a little Easter egg on the side of Did you know before the movie that they were going to do that, or was that something you found
No,
out after?
they added that after I called them and demanded to be in 6.
Oh, nice.
Then they added the Easter egg in 5. They were flirting with the idea of me doing, and during reshoots, them throwing in a scene for 5. And then they ran out of time, and they were like, I think it's better that we just drop this little Easter egg in, and then we'll bring it back in 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think it worked out great. Your role in 6 is fantastic. And everyone saw that thing in 5 and was like, got really excited that Kirby was still there. And yeah, you know, speaking of that scene between you and Rory, I think it's one of the best scenes in the movie. And I think that scene really has that prep work, Rory, that you did. You can see the results of it, the guilt that you said you wanted your character to have, because especially in that scene, someone who like you have a crush on, a good friend, you kill them, and then like, even if Wes's direction was like, ultimately you do soldier on to do this, you can see the layers of those emotions. And I just think that's one of those interesting things about acting that not everyone understands, that a lot of the work that you do for prep isn't on the surface, but it comes out anyway, like it bubbles up.
Yeah, I've been training for that scene for 10 years. Yeah, remember Hayden? Remember the sleepovers? You always fell asleep before me? Yeah, no, that scene was really important to me. Like when I was talking to Wes about wanting to show guilt, that was like the best example of a place I could insert that. Yeah, and even though like it was something I really wanted to do, I did feel guilty while doing it. And then when she came back, I felt a little robbed. They took my kill. Like they no longer killed her. That sucks.
It's like you worked up the nerve to kill her and you didn't even do that right,
For
man.
nothing. Yeah. For nothing. She's back. She'll remember me.
Yeah, and we were talking a little
And
bit.
then I get stabbed in the same place.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I come back. So I thought that was really interesting. They tried to kill me again the same exact way. And I, once again, don't die. I mean, to get out of that once is hard enough. To make it out of it twice.
Yeah, Kirby's still kicking.
She had a little Claire in her.
Yeah.
A little indestructible in her.
I bet people would love to see Kirby come back in future screens.
You tell them.
Right to your representatives. I'd love to get some questions from the crowd. We have Matt out there with a microphone. I'm not sure where it is. Oh, wow. Where's that coming from?
Here down the middle, right here. Hey, look,
Okay.
hey.
Yeah.
So obviously there's far too many people out here to get all your questions answered. So raise your hands, and it's going to be like a lottery. So a couple of you guys are going to get your questions asked from the audience right here, my man. What's your name? And what's your question?
Before starring in a horror movie, even the Scream series, were you guys fans of the original trilogy or any other horror franchises?
Scary movie.
I love scary movies and horror in general. I mean, I love to just get the you know what scared out of me. I love being terrified. I don't like being alone and terrified. And there were some films that took me quite a while to recover from. Some horror films, but I love them.
Wait, which one's messed you up?
The Exorcism of Emily Rose really, I can't even say it properly. My body goes into like convulsions. It really left a mark on me. It took me a couple weeks to not have nightmares and be able to close my eyes, feel some semblance of peace.
I still have Mothman prophecy nightmares.
Oh, deep cut. Nice. Yeah. What about you guys? Conjuring, great, classic. Were you horror fans before or since?
I mean, the original Scream was so iconic. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was like, to be a fly on the wall in a movie theater that was seeing that for the first time, and the iconic pill, it would have been, just amazing. But my grandmother really loved horror films, like, loved horror films, so we were constantly going to see horror films growing up, so I kind of just grew up around it.
That's a cool grandma.
Actually, my little brother started having night terrors, and it's all because of The Sixth Sense. The woman at the theater told my dad that it was going to go right over his head. And he was about 6, and so he felt
he'd be
comfortable
fine.
bringing his kid into The Sixth Sense. And throughout the film, my little brother is just sitting there like, he looked like the E.T. in that scene where he's in the closet, and then he's shaking. You guys know what scene I'm talking about, right? And for years afterwards, he had night terrors because of that. I think him and I were the same, like that otherworldly scare is what really gets to me.
Supernatural.
But I love that Scream 4 also had this it's a completely different kind of horror movie, and it had humor to it. It had these great comedic moments and these just really interesting characters, and we all became best friends. So in real life, so we had the time of our life. I can honestly say that Scream 4 I think is one of my top 2 favorite films that I've ever done. That and Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I remember the time.
So I'm over here looking straight at you. Right over here with my man JD. JD, what's your question?
Hello, distinguished panel of judges. My question for y'all is, did you take anything from the set? If so, what was it, and do you still have it?
The first one.
He's asking if we stole things?
Yeah.
If we stole it.
I think the statute of limitations is passed, you know?
Absolutely.
You did for sure.
I got the mask, I got the knife.
It was really where it's all had everything from all movies in one room.
You stole stuff from 6.
From 6, I did. I think I stole. You know what? I managed to get away with a bullet from my gun.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I managed to get away with because everything in there was like priceless.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to be careful with 6. That was recent enough to where someone might care.
Yeah.
Like, wait, we need that.
But I'm not much. I don't remember there being much that we would have stolen. Like what would we have even?
There's a scene where Emma throws herself through a glass coffee table. For some reason, I have a handful of shattered glass in the back. I'm never going to use it. If someone wants it, you know,
Maybe some
So many people would want that.
maybe some of the props from the barn in the stab screening that might have been cool.
Wes actually has
Some hay.
the prop master to show him that, and he took some of the weird hooks in the barn home. Wes was like, I'll have these, and even the crew was like, oh, okay. They gave these rusty like sickles and stuff. Very strange. Yeah, Wes rules.
Yeah, I wonder what he did with those.
West never invited us to his house, so we really don't know. We have this idea of who this man was, this gentle man was. But
Who knows what was going on?
He definitely had a room in his house that was.
All right, so over here, still on the same side with my great friend Corinne. Corinne, what's your question?
My question is mainly for Hayden, but others can answer. So, from your time being Ice Princess to Kingdom Hearts to Scream to Until Dawn, was there ever a moment that you were like, wow, I've had such an impact in my career? Because a good friend of ours was so impacted by Kingdom Hearts that their baby girl that's going to be born in 6 weeks is going to be named Kairi.
I met your friend. I met said friend and touched Kyrie in the belly. So I think that makes me the godmother, right? Something like that. Am I aware of it? I don't think that's not something that normally crosses my mind until I come to places like this and get to meet people like you and hear what you have to say and the way you talk about just the projects that I've done, the passion and the love that you have for it. It really opens my eyes and fills my heart, genuinely.
All right, I got one more question on this side of the room. It's from Yusuf. Yusuf, what's your question?
Hey, so this is for the whole table there. Because you guys film all these crazy, like phone call scenes and Ghostface chases, these really stressful moments. What's the mental preparation for that? Like, you're about to shoot those scenes.
That's a Rory question.
Yeah, Rory.
If I'm the one doing it, I didn't have to. I wasn't a victim. That's for you, right?
The prep is, I mean, know your lines. Be certain. Baby step. And I think it's also just waiting to get on set to see what our co-stars are gonna do and getting to play off of each other. That's why it's such a blessing to get a chance to work with such talented people who just bring it. And I mean, I love, like, the first take is usually my favorite because it's the most genuine, it's the most real, we're the most caught off guard. It's not rehearsed yet. The reactions are just, we're not thinking about how to react, we're just reacting. But I mean, it's also you don't want to prepare too much because you want to be able to shift when you have to. When Wes comes up to you and says, "Hey, let's do this. Let's try it this way or that way." If you're over rehearsed, then it can be difficult to make the changes that you need to make.
And in those scenes, you're actually talking to Roger, right? It's not was it usually Roger L. Jackson doing the voice and you hearing the Ghostface voice? No?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay, was it like Wes yelling the lines, or was
It was
it?
our prop master.
It was prop master? Is the
Yeah.
Franken prop master? Okay.
He would be under there, yeah. It was usually whoever was wearing the Ghostface costume.
Okay, because I was gonna say it'd probably be easy with Roger's voice to have these reactions, but I'm sure the prop master did a good job too.
I mean, I was responding to Emma screaming at me, so it was a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah.
All right, I'm over here on the opposite side of the room, over here, with the one and only Barbara. Barbara, what's your question?
This is for the panel. You've got, some of you have 3 decades under your belt, and all of you probably have 3, 4, 5 more decades to go. But in the time you have spent, is there a character that you discovered so deeply within you that it still lives in you?
I think all of the characters that I've ever played are a part of me, have been a part of me. That's how I created them. Even if I wasn't going through exactly what my character was going through, whichever one of my characters was going through, I had to find ways to relate to the emotions that the character was going through. So every character that I've played, I could say is a part of me. But because of it being over so many decades, I'm not the person at 36 that I was when I was, a teenager. So they're still in there. But the older ones, are definitely more me now. But at the time, that was a part of it, for sure.
And I think you leave a piece of yourself with these characters too, right? I mean, for me, Josh from Younger was the most similar to who I am as a person. And just working on a Darren Star show, there's so much love and joy that went into that show. It was easy to go home from work every day, right? It wasn't always easy to go home from work working on a movie like this or working on The Following or something that's like so intense, right? So I carry a piece of Josh with me everywhere for sure.
I would say, yeah, kind of in the same world of you leave little pieces of yourself within these characters, and sometimes when, at least for me, I'm revisiting something that I did when I was really young. I mean, I was very lucky to be on a TV show that went on for 5 seasons, and I kind of grew up in my formative years working on TV, and revisiting them, it kind of almost feels like, I don't know, friends that you haven't seen in a while, and almost like even just trying to recognize the person you were then and the person you are now and the growth in between that. I don't know, I feel very, very lucky. Sometimes it's almost shocking though. You're like, oh right, I did that, or I was a part of that, or who is that girl? It was, yeah, that was me. But yeah, pretty interesting.
So, playing Charlie Walker in this, I was like 20, 21, and I still didn't have like my process figured out. So I was like really mean to myself the whole time. Like before takes, I would try to like hide in a corner and slap myself and how dare you, and like make myself feel shame because I thought that would be like cool. I thought I'd like it would, I don't know, I'd give a good performance if I was really mean to myself.
And chugging Red Bull.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like it all feels like a dream, like a nightmare kind of. But again, so I was like really mean to myself, and then it kind of stuck with me. I was kind of like an Eeyore a little bit afterwards, and then I did a movie called Lords of Chaos like 6 or 7 years later. Thanks. And the character is Euronymous, and he's just this egomaniac, and I really needed that. I needed a bit of an ego to pull me out of this like weird shame I had. So yeah, Charlie Walker is sort of like kind of sort of pathetic, and then Euronymous was sort of this thought he was powerful. So it was like I needed that to pull me out of Charlie. So those are the two. Yeah.
All right, so I'm over here with the one and only Aria. Aria, what's your question?
So the people who got killed in Scream 4, did you guys want to be killed or be put in the next movie?
Oh, we all want to be in the next movie. We want to come those of us who are dead want to come back, and those of us who are not dead still want to come back. No, none of us know.
I mean, I think you're the best of both worlds. You got to be killed, and then you got to
We also like didn't all know who was gonna die when we started filming. There was like definitely a bunch of script stuff happening on our film that things were kind of like up in the air a little bit. So we were finding out in real time while we were working who was staying and who was going.
Didn't they like withhold the end of the script?
Well, they didn't have it written.
Okay, I didn't know if they were lying to us when they said that. Or like just trying to get us to not beg for it.
There were some butting heads on our film, and
Nico, did you ever believe that your character might make it, or were you like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say like boyfriend guys.
The way it was set up, I was destined to die. Didn't happen.
All right, so back here, right in the back now, I'm right here with my man Deshaun. Deshaun, what's your question?
Hey guys, this is for Hayden actually. I'm not, no spoilers, I swear. Scream 7. Yeah, good to see you. Possibly in the future, maybe in the future projects like Scream 8 or anything in the future with that. Possibly, if you're anything, I don't know. I want to see you get like one of my favorite characters.
Your guess is as good as mine. It might take me, instead of a phone call this time, it might take me actually showing up to one of their houses and camping out there, chaining myself to the lawn, to the tree in the lawn. I refuse to move unless you put me in the movie. I have no idea. I would, but should that opportunity arise, I would be over the moon. So.
All right, I'm back here now with my favorite season, winter. Winter, what's your question?
When you were like in the movie theater or like watching Scream, how was it to like see yourself in like that area?
How was it to see after the movie was released? How was it seeing yourself on the screen?
It's always weird. I mean, most actors are their own most intense critics, and it's never just a comfortable thing watching yourself in a movie or in a TV show. I usually watch it once and I'm like, okay, we're good, that's enough.
Turn it off, please.
We're done.
Well, I have to imagine because you're watching it and you're seeing like the stuff behind.
Yeah, it's all the prep, it's all the work.
Yeah,
I
you're
wish I
seeing
would have
all
done
that,
that
even if it
different.
seems-
I can't believe I screamed like that. Like, yeah, it's weird.
Or which take that they chose to go with.
Yeah, 'cause you have no
Like,
control over that.
on set, we could do a take and go, oh, that was awesome, that felt the best, that they're definitely going to go with that one. And then you see the film and you're like, that's not all what was going on in their mind, I guess, or like ultimately the choice that they made. So seeing it, we have this idea, this very general concept of a movie that we're going to try to make, and I mean try to make, and then all you can do is go in and do the best you can do. You can put your best foot forward. Right, that everything goes well, and then it goes into it's completely out of your hands, and it's in the editing room, and what the finished product that ends up coming out can be shocking. I mean, I've done projects and seen it, and like I need like therapy now, because that is not at all like I need to go hide myself. I'm gonna go hide. I had after premiere it in the bathroom. My friend had to come get me because I was so shocked. It was not what I was expecting, and it took me years to wrap my mind around what had happened in the movie that had come of the experience that I had.
You always leave the theater after watching yourself like, well, I blew it.
Ruin that one.
Hopefully there's a next time and I won't blow it. But yeah, can't avoid that.
Yeah, my worst is watching I was terrified about hearing myself say the line Bambi. That was the worst. That was the most terrifying. Like there was I felt so much stress and pressure about that one word line Bambi. Like it was the hardest I'm acting the most in that moment. I do more acting in that moment than I do in the entire film. Yeah, no, terrified of that. And of course I was just sitting there and I saw it and I was like, I know I'm gonna hate it, and of course I was critical of it, but then I was like, it could have gone a lot worse though. It could have gone a lot worse. So I can live with that version, but I knew I was gonna be cringing no matter which take it was. I was gonna be like, yeah, that was like it could have been the best line. And it was so simple, and you blew it. How did you blow that?
I feel like you have to learn early on a lot of detachment, because it's not an individual project, it's not a solo adventure, it's a team sport. It's the people that are behind the camera that you don't see, the thousands of people who work on these projects and color these projects and fix the sound and do all of the things that really shape it to what it's gonna be. And there are times you watch things of yourself and you're like, what am I doing with my hands? Like, what am I doing? And then other times, things that you think you completely bombed on the day, actually you're like, okay, it's not too terrible. Like I can live with that. I can look at that and be really proud of it. And then sometimes, there are things that come out and you're like, oh, I hope that never sees the light of day ever again. But the internet. So yeah, just that thing.
Matt, real fast, I forgot one question, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask it, because when you guys filmed Scream 4, it was in Ann Arbor, where I was going to college at that time. I went to U of M.
Did you go to my 21st birthday?
What's up?
Did you go to my 21st birthday?
No, I was not.
Because I heard basically the entire college town when it's his birthday. So where were you?
I was not that cool then. Yeah.
No, I swear to God, our friends, they threw me a surprise 21st birthday, rented out this entire building.
Where was it? What building?
And
do you remember?
Right downtown.
Okay.
Downtown. I don't remember. I thought I was going to dinner, and Vladimir Klitschko did it with our friend Jeff Beecher, who does Beecher's Madhouse, and at the time David Arquette was doing Beecher's Madhouse with him, and they all threw me the most epic. I mean, this whole building, every floor had a different kind of party going on. There were it's everything from live animals to Oompa Loompas to and the after party. I mean, my parents had to leave. They drew the line at me getting the Oompa Loompa lap dance. She wasn't dressed as an Oompa Loompa anymore.
Well, Hayden was orange for 3 days after that.
Besides Hayden, I just want to ask, did you guys have any special memories of Ann Arbor, since that place means so much to me? So, did anyone else have a
camping? Nev took us all camping. She got this campground that had one main house and multiple little cottages on it, and invited all of us, and we just raged.
The food was also fantastic in Ann Arbor.
Emma and I and Marielle took a trip to Florida for 4th of July.
We went to Lollapalooza.
We went to Lollapalooza. We went. Didn't we go to
Monterey in Tennessee?
We didn't go to that. Okay, but yeah, Lollapalooza was during. This is a free tattoo from Lollapalooza.
I got one too.
One question, two questions? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we can do two. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can put your hands up because I've got one here and I know who the next person is I'm going to. So Danny, what's your question?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Good question.
Scream 4.
Yeah.
Very political. Scream 4.
I think it's called Scream 4.
Scream 4. We're in collective agreement over here, Scream 4.
All right, so I got the last question right down the middle here with my man, Dylan. Dylan, what's your question?
Now, this is for Hayden, and we're going to talk hypotheticals or a joke. Who would survive a ghost face attack?
Hypotheticals or a joke. This should be interesting.
Who would survive a ghost face attack? Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts or Sam from Until Dawn?
Ooh, I mean, I would. Sam for sure would. But Kyrie's like a little bit of a badass too. Like she's. But those are very different worlds. That's a very. I'm just gonna pretend both, but I can definitely say Sam at least. I think Sam would kick his ass.
All right, well, thanks, Matt, for the questions, and thank you, all of you, for joining us here. I know, Amy, it's your first convention ever, so.
Mine too.
And yours too, I wasn't sure, Nico, so make sure you guys welcome them to the convention scene. I think they've been having a good time so far, because, like Hayden said, just having that fan validation, hearing what your work means to these people, even after so many years, it's got to feel good. So keep that love going while you see them and go to their tables.
Thank you all so much.